Hello and welcome back to another episode of The Unhuntables, and you can see I'm joined by another mystery guest. So thank you very much for stepping in. We have Ethan, who is, would you describe yourself as a third of Bits and Bob's coins, or?
I think I'd be cheeky and say maybe a half. I'm sort of the main member, and then we've got our two other members, Charles and Max. But yeah, one of the Bits and Bob's team.
Amazing.
Bits and Bob's coin.
That's great. Well, we appreciate you coming along, and we'll talk a bit about your channel in a moment. But obviously today we're looking through 5p coins, looking for ideally NIFCs, those that weren't put into circulation. That is the whole idea of the Unhuntables, although it's taken a bit longer to actually not find any, but maybe today's the day. Anything else, we'll take territories. All the dates are in the description for all the different denominations that I do throughout the Unhuntables. So if you're looking through 5p's or 2p's or something, there's a guide to what we're looking for down in the description. Fingers crossed. But so yeah, do you want to just tell us a little bit about your channel, Bits and Bobs?
Yeah, so we're a bit different to those of you that watch Christopher, and Christopher's channel is obviously much more modern coins. We do sort of prefer our older coins, so it's sort of like hammered coins and early milled, our personal favourites, and then you've got the pre-decimal and so on. Do some coin hunts. I do collect, I collect too much, as a lot of collectors do. I collect everything, so there's a bit of everything, all British coinage stuff, a lot of old coins. And I've been roped in on the way on the collecting journey to a bit of a stacker, so there's some bullion bits, a bit of a mix. I like to just buy shiny things throughout the week, and our main video is like a little showcase of stuff I've bought, as well as some like fact files and information videos as well.
There we go. I'm sure there are plenty of people in the comments who also feel that they collect a bit too much of everything, and I am one of those people. The advice that I tend to give people is to focus on something, and I don't listen to my own advice and have to get a bit of everything. Right. But the whole the idea that you guys are more are interested as well in sort of your pre-decimal stuff is what sort of created the video that you came along and did with the Britannia Coin Company. The first video being out, which is I thought was a really quite an exciting opportunity to hunt through a ton of pre-decimal pennies, and there are.
That was when we pulled the sheet off the top of the bucket. That was, I still can picture that, just the crazy amount of just the volume of coins. Yeah,
you can picture it. I moved it all. I moved it single-handedly. So not only can I still visualize, I can feel the ache in my back the following day still. But it was great fun. So that video is already out, and tomorrow there'll be another video, and there'll be 2 more videos following, which I'm involved with as well. So links down in the description over to Bits and Bob's coins. But we've had a little bit of exciting news, not really sort of new releases, which I must admit I'm quite grateful for, because we have had such a torrent of new coins in the recent weeks that it's quite nice for my wallet more than anything else for us to have a bit of a slow few weeks. But we had some very interesting news about the 2025 £1 coin going into circulation, along with the last of the 2022 Queen Elizabeth II pound coins. And there has been much discussion about this, because everyone keeps banging on about it's the rarest Queen Elizabeth II pound coin. I've seen other outlets describe the new B pound coin as being the single rarest coin in circulation, which I don't think I totally agree with, because it ignores the fact that all those alphabet 10p's that have lower mintages individually.
They said that, like, even if it is 170,000 Bs, which is rarer than the salmon, 63,000, 84,000 is all mintage figures, been out for years of the alphabets.
Yeah, exactly. We did have quite a few Bs in 2023. And this is the crux of my bone of contention with this whole thing. They've announced 170,000 have gone into circulation, but they also announced in 2023 was it just around 1 million Bs went into circulation. But then the mintage figure of that ended up being 10, 11 million. I forget the number off the top of my head. So I have 10 million. How many?
10,030,000, I believe.
There we go. So I have a sneaky suspicion the 170,000 is just that first tranche of a larger mintage figure. I could be wrong. I don't know any more than the next person, but I've seen the Royal Mint do it with the Bs in 2023, with the Diversity Book Britain 50p back in 2020 when that comes out. I wouldn't be surprised if more are in that mintage figure. Do you think that's a safe bet?
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't do that. I think it makes sense for them to hype up 2025 so they can sell the currently being made this year, 2025 sets. And then if they release next year that there's more, that won't damn it, because the next year they'll be selling 2026 sets and it'll be all onto that. But I think it could go either way. There could be. They've released quite a lot of the Elizabeth ones, so they might not need any more this year. But they could have easily made another 3, 4, 5 million that just sat in the long store to be released in a few years again when there's more demand. So I think it's exciting, but not because it's the rarest coin. It's exciting because we don't know yet. There's some coming out there, and it's still to be confirmed kind of excitement.
Yeah, I guess we look for a silver lining, even if the headlines are a little bit of nonsense. It does show that there is demand for these coins to come out into circulation. There is a requirement to mint more coins, and hopefully if they can keep minting some more coins. I know you have the same frustration as I have, that so many commemoratives just end up coins to buy and you can't find them out in our change. But you highlighted another bit of intriguing information about what's happening down at the Royal Mint experience. Well, the Royal Mint, not the experience, but
yeah. Well, I saw this on your Discord server. It was the same day as they announced that the bees were being, or the 2025 bees are being released. There were rumours, or there were people saying in the Discord chat that they'd been to the Royal Mint that day or the day before, the week before, around that same time. And the Royal Mint on the day, they say what they're striking. Usually nothing. If you've been in the last year or so, there's just an empty factory. But they were apparently striking 50p's, and they were striking new £2 coins, according to some people that had been and put that on the Discord. So I think the £2 coins is more exciting than the pound coins, because we haven't had one, as we all know, since 2016 in circulation. And then there's Britannia still hiding somewhere.
Yeah, the 2020. It's been so long that I've forgotten what the year even was that they supposedly minted for circulation.
6 million 2021 and 4 million 2022.
Look at these. This knowledge of mintage figures, my goodness gracious me, it's very impressive. My poor sieve-like brain can't retain information for more than a couple of weeks, so I'm very impressed with your mintage figure knowledge. But so I can only hope maybe we get some commemoratives in amongst that if it is true. But I just have this feeling that the Royal Mint with new definitive designs are going to really prioritise those to filter into circulation, because we see lots of Britannias, lots of shields. We don't see, we're probably not going to see a lot of the new definitive design. So I have a horrible, sneaky suspicion, whatever the mintage figure, because obviously it's the Treasury that tells the Royal Mint what coins that they need to make. I have a horrible feeling that it's all just going to be definitives. So whatever the limit ends up being, but you never know.
In a way, that does make sense. Obviously, you kind of, the point is to have the definitives and pull out commemoratives kind of thing. So it makes sense. But also, if they've been asked to make 5 million £2 coins, 4 million definitives, and 1 million George Orwell or whatever it happens to be, there's no one's going to complain at that. I think that'd be great.
Definitely. I mean, George Orwell was my coin of the year so far. There's still a few more months to go. We could get something more exciting, but we wait and see. Have you got a coin of the year so far?
I think so. When you mentioned this beforehand, I was thinking I'm going to quickly go through coin of the year for each denomination, and I think my favourite is the £2 coin. 50p's, I really like the stories of the Second World War. That's a really, really nice theme and design. £2 coins, the best one I think is absolutely lovely, is the 200 years of the modern railway. And then a bit of a left field perhaps, but the £5 coin of the King Charles's Royal Arms. Although it's like terribly exciting as a theme, it's one of those not as popular as the royal ones. But I bought that coin and I was looking at it, and I just couldn't stop looking at it because it was really, really well done, really deeply struck. So that was quite nice. But I think my favourite coin, if I was pushed for an answer, would be the 200 years of the modern railway.
Well, there we go. It is a lovely design. I love the way they've done the smoke in that as well. I think it looks really, really nice. But of course, that is the new Strike Your Own at the Royal Mint experience, and I have booked my dates. I always try and share them as soon as I can, and I have not written the dates down. If memory serves, I'm going on Sunday the 14th of September at 1 p.m. I'm very excited to go down. It's my first time in a while going. It feels like it's been ages, and this one was rumoured to run until November, which is a very, very long run for a single Strike Your Own. So whether that's the true or not, it's just the original dates had it running until November, but they changed the start date, brought that earlier, and that seems to be because they ran out of packaging for the Royal Observatory £2 coin, which was the previous Strike Your Own, because I know people that went down in the dying days that being the strike your own. Instead of getting them in the standard Rawmins strike your own packaging, they were coming in these little bags. I can't really describe the bags, but a bit like the pouches for the Harry and Meghan and the Nutcracker £2 coins, just not quite £5 coins. Sorry, just not quite as nice material in those bags. So I guess there are those amongst us, and I count myself as one of those people who a little bit of a packaging collector. So I do feel a bit gutted that I've not got that in my collection, but maybe I'll pick one up at some point. But no, interesting stuff.
That can be though. The stuff that's worse, like the worst coins, no one buys them, they become rare. The weird packaging at the end of a run is going to become collectible and so on.
Oh, exactly.
No one wants it, and then everyone wants it afterwards, which is
it's just like what happened with the Commonwealth Games. Birmingham Commonwealth Games 2022. I want to say that was. It might have been before that though. So they had a misprint on the strike your own packaging. They referenced it to the UK rather than in Commonwealth Games it's by country. So England competes. So they had the UK packaging, and then they had a temporary sticker that said England on it, and then they printed new packaging that actually had printed England. So there was the 3 different variants, and people do pay a premium for some of those ones with stickers and the original error in the packaging. So yes, and I mean I can't complain. I mean, when those Music Legends £5 coins came up for the first time in 2020 with the same coin in 4 different packaging, 3 different coins, yes, I had to buy them all because there's that little completionist bug in my head that just had to tick that off the list and add it to my collection.
Yeah, some of those, it's like I don't buy the coloured versions, but then it's like there's the coloured version, and I know you like your 1/40 of an ounce golds, and it's like it just gets. And then once, as you say, once you bought, the reason I don't buy the coloured ones is because if I buy one, I'll buy the next one and the next one and the next one. So
Exactly. But just to throw a little bit of spanner in the works there, the colour ones are the ones that appreciate the most in value, at least in the last few years that I have seen. The problem is though, if they carry on appreciating at a faster rate, that might persuade more people to buy the versions with colour, which means they might not be as exciting. It's the whole meta inside baseball of trying to work out what's the best buy. It's probably whatever the most boring coin of the year is, the one that people aren't going to buy. But then people start to twig onto that, and they start thinking, and then it's not, and it's just, it gets so complicated that I just buy coins for enjoyment rather than investment.
Yeah, that's the best way. Just buy the stuff you like, and if you're not planning to sell it, then you can't go too far wrong.
Exactly that. But so I'm excited to get down to the Raw Mint experience, and I think because the Raw Mint experience have their exclusive £5 coins, I believe they are all out now. So that's one less thing that I have to buy down there, because they are quite tempting, those, because it's the proof £5 coins. And I guess we start looking forward to next year, whether they revamp that series with some new designs or whether we get another year of the floral designs. But we are coming to that part of the year where coins coming out may start to be dated 2026. Tends to be towards the end of the year that some of the coins, especially the £5 coins, get released at the end of the year with the following year's date on them. But I remember, I'm sure it was last year, the first time they did it with the 50p's, and it was very, very weird. The dinosaurs, or the Ice Age creatures, it was quite weird to see that happen on a 50p. We're more used to seeing it on a £5 coin, but no, we've got plenty of more coins that are still that have been announced in raw proclamations, and I'm sure it'll hit all of our wallets equally when they all come out.
Yeah, I must admit though, as a quick throw in, the dating before, I think Grosey doesn't like that either. When he's always having a go at that. I think they should, the coins released in the year should be dated for that year, but
yeah,
there we go. I know they've all done it.
I think that I can give an exemption to the lunar year coin, because it seems like they're going to be redoing the lunar years. Obviously, that needs to be done in time to buy for New Year's, which the Chinese lunar year actually happens later in the year, right? Sometime in January. So actually, maybe not. I might have defeated my own objection.
It works on me because I'm excited for the 2026 sovereigns now, the gold sovereigns.
Oh yeah, because they're being yellow gold again rather than the sort of rose gold that we've been accustomed to in recent years.
Like Britannia's, they'll have holograms on the obverse where it changes, and there'll be microtext around the outside of the coin or around the border of the coin. So quite a change up, which I'm excited to see.
Yeah, it's weird. It's sort of like a modernization, but then also a callback to old sovereigns as well.
Yeah, I just hope they didn't do all the security features on the proof, because all that won't look as good on proof. I think if you're buying bullion, fair enough, but proof sovereign, I think the mirror fields and all that doesn't need security features on it, in my opinion.
No, we'll have to wait and see when they come out, because they can't be that far off being released. But I think we'll wrap up where we are then and have a look to see what exciting coins I may or may not have found. Fingers crossed we get some goodies. Thank you very much to Ethan again, Bits and Bob's Coins. Go over and follow the link in this description. Check out their channel, some amazing stuff. And I pop up in a couple of videos too, in the couple of videos coming. So thank you very much for joining me for today's video.
Been a pleasure. Yeah, really good. Thank you for having me on.
Well, what an amazing assortment of finds. Where are these from? Guernsey, 1990 and 1992. Good vintage if I say so myself. 2 from Jersey. What's that? 2008 and 1990. This beautiful one from the Isle of Man. What year is that? 2017. That's a lovely design, isn't it? But then this one from Gibraltar. Again, stunning design. 2015. I also got 61. This one. 61 from the year 2000 towards my world record attempt. Most coins in the same year in a collection. I focused on the year 2000. And then this. Oh, I can believe it. So, I don't even bother recording audio for these hunts because we've had so many and not found an undated 20p or an NIFC, and then checking this rotation, look at that, it's upside down. I can't believe it. I've come across a 2008 rotation error 50p 5p. Unbelievable. I think you'll see when I was rotating them all, I flipped that one, was upside down. I was like, oh, I've probably just got the coin upside down because it's small details. But again, check the background. No, it's upside down. It's an actual 2008 rotation error, and I'm still expecting my brain to twig and realise, oh, you're doing this wrong. It's not actually a rotation error, but this one is. Unbelievable stuff. Obviously, take any other coin. Rotated like that for you, obviously UK coins. This is, that's the way the queen should be facing. Whereas this one is coin aligned. So the die's been put in 180 degree, yeah, 180 degrees wrong. Either the obverse or the reverse. Although I hear people say the queen can't be wrong, so it must be the reverse that's wrong. But no, fantastic find. Probably the best find I've had in all of the Unhuntables. So. Thoroughly enjoyable hunt with a plethora of beautiful territory coins, plenty from the year 2000, my world record, and then this amazing rotation error. So I'm absolutely chuffed to bits with this. So 5p's, they take a long time to get through, but totally worth it when we find something like that. Anyway, my thanks again to Ethan, the lovely Ethan from Bits and Bob's Coins, for joining me in today's Unhuntables. If you make videos, or you know someone, or you watch someone else who makes videos that you'd like to see co-host the Unhuntables with me, then do give me some suggestions down in the comments. Or like I said, if you've got your own channel and you'd like to be a part of the Unhuntables, then feel free to message me. Links as usual to my Discord server. It's probably the best way to get into contact with me. There's loads of coin collectors, not just me, over on that. There's also links to my other social medias which you can reach out to me, but I'm a little bit slower at replying to those messages. There's also links to my other social medias we've done. What else is there? There's something. Oh, the PO box if you want to write into me, and a link to the Britannia Coin Company's YouTube channel, the company I work for as my day job, so please check them out too. Right, all it leaves me to do now is thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you next time for more coins. Bye.